Good evening, everybody. We're gonna see if this works. I'm remote, literally. I'm out, out in the country. I'm gonna see if we can get some people on, make sure we have connection. It can't be worse than my house. So it does look like a couple people are coming on. Welcome back. It's been kind of a hiatus that I've been on. I think the last time we went live was when we were up at Mighty Pet doing a seminar. So Jeff Trudell's in, Cody Miller, Mike Schulte, welcome guys. Good evening. Tonight I thought was a good opportunity. I made a post earlier, tried to announce the time that we were going to do this. I thought it would be a good opportunity to show, like, my schedule has been real broken lately. I've really been just doing all sorts of different things with travel, and just our whole family has been doing a lot of interesting travel, which has made it really hard to be consistent. Aaron Garlock, welcome. Wayne Pruitt's in, Megan Smith. So what I wanted to do was, I thought it would be interesting to show you that I know you guys go through the same things, and I think consistency is tough. It's tough for everybody, and I think, the idea, I think a lot of people go, hey, you're a dog trainer, so you train for these several hours a day. I don't. I do a limited number of dogs each year, which the reason is because I've got a real limited amount of time. The great majority of my hours are not training dogs. It's a real small part that I'm able to just dedicate to training. So Jenny Becker, hey, Merrick Malak, Robbie Schmidt joined in. Welcome, Robbie. Got your email. I think we're squared away for the workshop coming up in May. So, but what I wanted to show you guys was I'm at a basketball practice. So when I posted this, I think I posted it maybe around noon. I had worked this morning from my house from the computer. Then I had to go to our shop. We had to do a bunch of shipping stuff, so I went to our warehouse. Spent the afternoon there, left there at about 5:30. Now I'm down here in Appleton, which is about a half hour from my house, about half hour from my shop, about an hour from my house, because my son's got a basketball practice. So how do I fit all the stuff that we do? I had a long conversation with a person today because I had to buy some paint, and so I was talking with the person that I bought paint from. We were talking about how we figure out schedules and how we can keep up with some of the stuff we're doing. This is how I'm going to keep up with my dog training tonight. Now, just because I haven't gone live, I've said it before, doesn't mean that I'm not training. I am training. I'm just doing it at really strange times. I'm fitting it in when I can. I'm practicing it in between things that I'm doing and having opportunities to train. This is a perfect example of it. I literally drove down here. I knew I was going to do this because I've been to this school before. He's practiced here before. I saw what the area looks like, so I'm going to show you that. It's kind of a marsh. There's a little bit of a dike with some water over here. There's soccer fields. So if you follow us on Instagram, you will have seen a few spots that I did some Instagram stuff the last time I was here. I didn't have anything to train with. But I took the dogs and I worked with them. I always have this whistle in the truck, so I used this whistle, and I worked on some sits to the whistle, and I did some stuff out in that field last time I was here. I knew we had a good spot to train, so I brought all my stuff tonight. Well, I left it all. I forgot it all at my house. So I did from my shop realize I forgot it, so I brought a couple dummies. I got a couple antler dummies. I've got Ellie with, I've got Taylor with, and I've got Spry with. And so tonight we're going to do some Spry work here, and then we're going to do some Ellie work, and I'm going to get some handling lefts and rights, because I've done it 3 times now. You've seen all 3 times, maybe 4 times, counting Mighty Pet last weekend. I think 4 times. So this will be the 5th time. So I'm actually going to use this parking lot. I'm going to use that straight edge, and that's going to be my back, and I'm going to give her lefts and rights along the edge of that. So you're going to be along for the ride here with me tonight. I've got an hour and a half to kill for basketball practice. I'm going to get some training in. So I did bring the old stand or whatever, so we'll be able to do that. I'm going to have to talk kind of loud because it is a little bit windy out. So Mike Schulte joined in, Alejandro's in, Amber Blahnik, we saw you guys this weekend at the Whitetails Unlimited. Welcome, guys. Brian Quigley, Dan McDaniel. No double dribble, exactly. Keep your pivot foot down, son. Jalen Richard Core, welcome, guys. So do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and share these. that's how we're going to grow it. And so what I will do too is I'm going to have a chance to answer questions. So I know we've been away for a while, and I've had several questions come up about heel work. I've got a little story to share from Jeff Trudell. I think Jeff is in right now. Jeff had some really nice messages back and forth. We fired back communications with some things that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to explain to you some of the stuff that he's had going on, which I think is great, and I think is it's just a valuable lesson for us that we can all use with our training stuff. So we'll talk about that. Hey Seth, welcome Seth. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this over to the little tripod number here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up and down this, and I'm going to do some turns, and I'm going to try to get. Now you'll notice I did not bring a leash tonight, so what am I using? I'm using the old drag line that we use for tracking for game recovery. I think what you'll also notice is just how patient this puppy's been. Yeah, we're talking about you. She can kind of tell when I am talking about her, I'm sure of that. So I've ignored her while I kind of got started with you guys, and all the while I've had her just sitting here. That's patience. That's just teaching them that we're not, just because we're training doesn't mean we're going to go and work always. I think a lot of times we have issues with that. Chris Smith, did any of you guys watch the Mighty Pet seminar? That went a little lengthy. It was awesome. I fed off of everyone's energy, and we cranked out a pretty good one there. But the phone died, actually. It went so long. But one of the things, Trevor Barrett's in, welcome. Joshua, welcome. When I was up there at Mighty Pet, Spry's sister, who was her twin sister, Fee, watched. She was there, and she watched our seminar. And Chris Smith owns her. And Chris said to me after, what do you think how did you think she did? She got a little antsy. We had another 3-month-old puppy that got kind of antsy during that seminar. And so he said, what do you think? How do you think it did? And I said, I think she did great, considering we didn't do a whole lot with her, and she had to just sit there and be patient. Well, what a lesson. Because guess what? When we do stuff, when we go places with our dogs, it's not always that exciting, and I think our dogs are not prepared for that a lot of times. So for the last, I don't know how many minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes, I've been sitting here talking to you guys, and I've just asked this puppy to sit here. I've just asked her to sit here and be patient. She hasn't made a peep. She hasn't fussed. She hasn't wanted to walk around or get moving. So it's an extension of her remote sits that we work on so much in the kitchen. And now it's an extension of transferring it outside. We practice from the kitchen to outside. And now it's actually being used. So now we're using the skills that we've worked so hard to have. This is training. All day long, if you take your dogs anywhere, if all you do is bring the dog outside and get into some fun sessions, get into some work, because I'm all about fun sessions. I think you got to keep this enjoyable for them. If all you do is bring the dogs out and take them out and work them, they're going to expect every time they come out of that kennel, out of the house, off of place, something's going to happen. It's going to happen right now, and it's going to get them to the point where they just really, really have to get going, and they're not going to be very patient. So there's a lot of boring times that are actually really solid training opportunities. So this dog right here, she's just checking out all these people. These people are walking by. She's not fussing. She's not whining. She's patiently waiting her turn. And I love that. Now that's why I say, just because I haven't gone live doesn't mean I haven't been training. I've been doing this stuff constantly. Everywhere we go, we're practicing this. And so back to the story about Chris. Chris asked me, what should I work on? And I said, I think what you need to do, because he doesn't have as many opportunities to do it that I do. So what I said was, bring that dog with you as much as you can. And even when you can't bring it with you, maybe just go outside. Take it off of its place, take Fee off her place, take her outside and just stand in your driveway for 5 to 10 minutes. Don't do a damn thing. Just sit and be patient. They have to be patient. Now, if they can't be patient more than 2 or 3 minutes, don't wait 10 minutes. Wait 3 or 4 minutes. Then move, praise them for it, move a little bit, and reset them. Stephanie Brewer's in. Hey, Stephanie. Wayne Pruitt back. Mitch is in, and Becky Schreiber. Welcome, guys. So go ahead and practice the stuff that isn't necessarily the fun stuff. Just go out in the yard and stand still. If you have to do regular, everyday stuff, incorporate the dog into it. This is everyday, regular stuff. It's just sitting here. There's people walking through the parking lot, but I have no fussing from her. So I love that. April Marie joined in. Welcome, April. So I'm going to set this up, guys, and I'm going to set this on the thing. Now, I'm going to have her sit. You can see she gets a little antsy. Now, that was a pretty long, extended sit. So I'm just going to drop this. Now, if you guys are getting in late, I left my training bag at home, so I don't have a leash. I don't have anything right, and I'm not at home, and I'm in a parking lot of a church at a basketball practice. So how can I use this to my advantage, get something out of it? You got to get creative. So I had a drag line that we use for tracking. Hit the button and I turned the camera off. So I'm going to turn this so that you guys can see, and all I'm going to work on now is heel work. So I'm not going to be able to talk to you guys much because it's going to be windy and I don't think you'll hear me. But what I'm going to, so if I move and she wants to get up, no, you got to sit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on heel work with her. I'm going to continue to have her, this is my left side. I'm going to put her on my left side. I'm going to use this light lead, and I really don't mind using the light lead because she's gotten really nice heel. She's gotten to be where I don't have to put much pressure on her. And so this super light lead, which is really that drag line, is almost no weight. So it's going to be interesting to see how, now I've been heeling quite a bit with her. If you watch our Instagram, if you watched up at Mighty Pet, we did some heel work there. And we actually showed a 7-year-old girl heeling her around. Our daughter was heeling her around like she was this master trainer. It's because we've been practicing with everybody in our house. Consistency, a lot of consistency. So what I think will be interesting is there's very little weight to this on her neck. So she's really going to be heeling, and it's almost kind of a step towards heeling off lead. I'm not ready to heel off lead with her. Don't have that confidence. She doesn't understand the position yet, but it's going to be a step closer to it tonight. So I don't know if you can see the ham. She's really just laying down. Come on. Now I'm going to get her up. The other thing I'm going to incorporate tonight is I'm going to start sitting to the whistle. I think she's ready for it. She sits so crisply. She's gotten habitually into the habit of sitting when she stops. You can't see that, but she stopped, so boom, she sits down. So now is the time for me to start incorporating the whistle. Single blast is going to be her sit to the whistle. So as I come to a stop, she'll sit, and I'll do that a few times. Then what I'm going to do is come to the stop, and I'm going to incorporate that sit with the whistle. Beep, sit, beep, sit, beep, sit. And she's going to do it out of habit. It's going to start today to transfer into the field later down the road. And you guys have all seen me do it with Ellie. I'm going to do it later with Ellie. We can do a little handling here. But I'm going to not focus on the camera so much. I'm going to focus on her. I'm going to work on my heel work. I'm going to start out with right hand turns, and then I'm going to start with left hand turns. And I'm going to try to get better turns with her. We're going to do nothing but heel, and we're not going to go very far in this parking lot, but I'm going to start getting better with her in position. So I'm going to start working on that, and I may even walk into some squares tonight. We'll see how she does. So I'm going to get this. Now I have to figure out my feel, my personal feel, because this is not my leash. So normally I'd have a leash, and I know exactly, I can close like a blind person walking through, I can close my eyes, my hands go right to the spot. They're not. So I've got all this leash. I got to figure out where my hands need to be in order to be able to get to the point, and I'm going to tip this so you can see it. I need to get to the point where I've got a loose lead on her. I'm going to try to get her to square up. So I want a loose lead, and if you can see, when I say a loose lead, I want a J shape. I want it going down from her neck and back up to me. And so, but I also need to have the right distance so that if I need to, I can get a little correction. See how little that was? But I got it. So right there is where I get correction. So I'm probably a little bit high. I want to be right about here so I can still get my loop, but I can get my correction if I need it. And then I'm just going to tap her with it. So I have to adjust my hands tonight because I got a new leash. It's not really a leash, but it'll work. All right, so here we go. I think someone asked, Trevor Barrett, someone must have asked how old this pup is. She is 18 weeks. On Friday, so she's going to be 19 weeks. Teething right now, which is why we're not doing any retrieving. So I'm just going to get into this heel work so we don't bore you all to death. Go ahead and share away if you're interested. If you think someone would be interested in this, please share it. This is how we're going to grow the interactive part of it. And then when we're done, I'll have plenty of time to do questions. So, all right, I'm going to start out with her name, always with her name. Precede this command with a name. I'm going to get my whistle in my mouth so I'm ready in case I want to heat the whistle. Spry. No, she's real focused over there, so I need her attention. Good. Heel. Good. Right, heel. Good. Boy, she's on tonight. Heel. I'm gonna grab this because I want you guys to be able to see this closer. So she's really hot. She's really, I mean, in a good way. So I'm gonna spin this around because I want you guys to see this. Now this is where it's gonna add some difficulty because it's gonna be hard for me with my hands, and it's gonna be much more disconnecting with this pup. So it's gonna be harder for her to focus. I'm gonna do my best, but I really want you guys to see this. And the other thing is I want you to see her pace. So as her pace speeds up, if she gets too far, I don't want her sniffing. If her pace gets too far, then I'm gonna turn. So that's what's gonna dictate my turning. The problem was before was when you guys were sitting back there, I was getting so far away from you, you could maybe not even see me. I don't know. I'm sure you could see me, but it was getting away. So what I want to do is go, and if she gets out too far in front of me, I'm gonna turn and come back, and we're gonna do right hand turns for this session. Then I'm gonna start switching to the left. So let's start this out. I can see there's fire away with questions, guys. I love seeing them come in. I just can't answer them right now. We're gonna answer them towards the end. I see there are some coming in, but I gotta keep this focus with the dog. See if we can do this while videoing. Okay, so I'm whistling them out. Spry, heel. Good. You can see I did not have to correct it, but I turned. She got too far in front of me. I made it turn. She fades back and I tap her. Already I can see we're not as good as we were before. I think it has to do with the phone. She's super paying attention to other things, not me. So I'm gonna keep walking here for a little ways. See how her head's on a swivel? Because I'm blabbing to you guys. Good. She felt my turn, and I didn't even have to catch her with the lead. There's perfect position. Good. 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 Boy, that was nice. Good. Yeah, when she drags back a little bit, I'm going to speed up. If she catches up and wants to go in front of me a little, I'm turning. Position right there is beautiful. Absolutely perfect. Good. 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 Come on, come on, come on. Good. Very good. Good. That's good. Very good. Spry, heel. Good. Good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Now I'm going to see if I can't get her turn the opposite way. This will be tough. I'll end up her feet will be all over the place. So I'm gonna lull her into thinking now she's out too far right now. I'm turning. Come on, come on, come on. Little tap to get her to come. She hung up on me, I tapped her. Didn't take much. Good. Now I'm gonna turn into her. See what she does. She sits. Good. Come on, come on. See how she sat right away? I don't want her to sit. That's an escape. She's just trying to get out of it. She goes, I don't know what you're doing right now, so I'm gonna sit. I want her to read me turning into her just as well. You can see now she's a half step behind. She's smart. She's not gonna get caught. Good. Very good. Very good. I'm just happy with the turn there. Her feet were off and her body bent the wrong way, but that's okay. I'm just happy she didn't sit. She went with it. Got her to move with me. Good, good. I had to bump her with my knee a little bit. Tap her. Can you guys see this all right? I don't know if this is just bouncy as all hell, but caught her out of position. Caught her out of position, so she sat. Come on, come on, come on. Good, very good. I gotta let her know that's good. Her body actually moved backwards slightly there. Good, very good. Notice that licking of the lips. Every time I turn into her, she licks her lips. She's going, I'm sorry, I got in the way. It's all body language. Come on. Come on. Now I don't want a dog to get in a habit of cheating. They're so damn smart, they know I'm gonna turn into them, so they stay a foot back. Good. See that licking of the lips? Every time. Come on. Now if she gets so smart that she hangs back a step, I'll surprise her and keep her honest. Turn the other way. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. That's it. Good. Good. Now I want to get a sit to the whistle, so I'm going to get this whistle back in my mouth. Bump her, licks her nose. Come on. Come on. Nose goes down to the ground, I tap it. Good. So we had walked so long there, she kind of forgot to sit when we stopped. So I got to remind her. Good. I'm going to do it again. Now watch how good she'll get. So now I'm extremely happy with that heel work. Now I'm going to move to sitting to the whistle with her. Spry, heel. Good. Good. Spry, heel. Good. Good girl. The whistle really doesn't mean anything right now. It's the fact that I'm stopping. Spry, heel. Good. Spry, heel. Now I'm going to turn into her. So catching her off guard more than likely. Good. Good. I really like that she didn't sit there. She could have anticipated a sit. Good girl. That's a good girl. Heel. I like her eyes. I'm almost forcing her to give them to me. Good. Good girl. Very good. Good. Now I'm going remote sit. Because I'm going to end that little heel session. That was tremendous. You can give that all the pink hearts you want. Now I'm going to just walk around her and ensure she's steady. See if she swings her head or scoots her butt. Swings her head. She's getting patient. I don't mind if she scoots her butt. If you guys, pups, are scooting their butts, that's fine. The real test is, do they move or not? There's the butt scoot, see? There's a head swing. Pretty soon they'll get to the point where they just know that nothing's happening and they're going to swing their heads the whole way. Now, one thing that I noticed, she only did it once or twice, but I think most dogs get in trouble with it. I've heard a lot of people talking about it with heel, is the fact that their dogs are sniffing all the time. So many good scents and so many things that they don't pay attention to us, where I'm trying to get them to pay attention to me. They don't. They pay attention to their surroundings. They got their nose down sniffing constantly. First off, I'm on the asphalt for a reason. Way less temptation. If I walked on the grass, she'd have a tendency to have that nose right down on the grass all the time. So I want to have it on concrete, blacktop, sidewalk, whatever. Gravel's better than grass. You can still see she's smelling. But Jeff Trudell had this issue where he sent me a video and his pup was sniffing, and the only time his pup got into a problem was when the nose hit the ground. He was showing me some heel work, and Brian Britton joined in. Hey Brian, Eric Yeager's in, Amy's in. Boy, a bunch of new people joined in. Welcome, guys. So Jeff's problem with the nose down wasn't being corrected, and all of a sudden, anytime Thor got out of position, it was due to, I think, he followed his nose. So what I told Jeff was, you need to start correcting that before it happens. So that's just tapping. That's just a tap, tap, tap. The nose goes down, we're gonna tap. See that little tap? You tap and release, tap and release. Now, total body language on her is submission after I tap her. She, oh, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm sorry. She doesn't understand that what I'm tapping her for. I'm just trying to show her, but Dan asked, what about a dog that won't look you in the eye? I don't necessarily want them staring me down. I want them looking to me, but I want them to look away first. Dominant ones win the staring contest, so I would have it. So that tells me that a lot of submission. The dog won't look at me in the eye for any period of time. They don't want to challenge me. So I'm going to heel her back. Spry heel. Good. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do one more thing. She's just done so well tonight. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this parking lot. So I've got Stripe there, not this one next to me, but the next one over. I'm going to walk to it on a straight line. I'm going to walk it down. I'm going to walk it over to here. I'm going to walk it here. I'm just going to make left-hand turns. So she's going to get in a habit of walking straight for a little while and then turn left, but not 180. It's going to be just a 90-degree turn. I'm going to try to film that while we do this. So this is just another little drill that we can walk in squares and get dogs to start anticipating turns, but more importantly, they're paying attention so that they don't get caught. They don't get caught off guard. So she's just, all of this is hooking in with me. She's feeling me and I'm feeling her. So let me do that with a square here, and I'll mix in. I got my whistle ready. I'm going to mix in some sits to the whistle. But to start out, we're just going to walk in a square. Then we're done with her. So, Spry, heel. Good. 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 The nice part about having this line is I encourage you to do it on lines. It takes away all the error. You truly walk square. You'd be amazed if you ask people to walk in a square what they actually do if there's nothing to help guide them. They end up in half circles. So the key is being square. Now she's really lagging back because of all these left-hand turns. She's pretty smart. She goes, you know what? If I'm a half step back, he can't catch me. So I'm going to speed up. Come on, 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 come on. Good. Come on. That's better. Good. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Good. There. Notice the change there. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Good. Now, how am I getting her to change? Come on. A lot of people will ask, well, what are you doing different? I'm changing the pace. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. I'm changing the pace. Good. I'm getting her to go a little bit. Good girl. Come on. And then it's in my tone. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Very good. There. Very good. Good. No whistle, but she still sits out of habit. That's why we can start incorporating a whistle. That's it. I'm happy with that. That was a great little session of heel with her. The other thing that was really nice is I had at least 10 minutes of patience out of her to start it out. So I'm going to heel her back. Now we're done. Doesn't mean we take her off her leash and let her run around, because it just defeats everything we worked so hard for. We're going to bring her back, put her in the kennel, then I'm going to get Ellie out, and we're going to work on a couple lefts and a couple rights. Then we're done, and I'm going to jump back in the truck, answer some questions, and we're on for the night. So again, for those who missed the beginning of this, I'm getting a session in, and my schedule did not allow for it. Did not allow for any training today. So what I did was I had the dogs with me, and they learned to be patient and quiet and place trained and kennel trained and all that stuff today. They came with me down to my son's basketball practice, and I took that hour and a half, and instead of scrolling through Facebook, or pretty soon I'm going to be streaming a hockey game, but before that I'm going to get a session in the parking lot while I'm waiting. And I didn't even have my training bag. There's plenty of excuses for me not to do it tonight. There's plenty of reasons for me to not get a session in. Well, I got to run the kids to basketball. I got to work late. Well, Steph's out of town, so I'm gonna have to be cooking. All the reasons in the world that I shouldn't have done it. And then I said, no, I'm gonna set it up and I'm gonna actually get a lesson in during basketball. And then I forgot my training bag. I don't have my training bag. I can't do my training. So what did I do? I used a leash. I've used toe straps before. I've used tie downs before in a pinch. You don't have to have the nicest, best, newest equipment on hand at all times at a training facility in order to train a dog. You just, all you gotta do is have some stuff that'll work for what you need and use the time you have available. I got a little window of opportunity. We're gonna get some lessons in. Spry heel. I'm gonna bring her back. Trevor Barrett, go Preds. Easy, Trevor, too soon. I'm waiting for the Wild to reel off 4 and the Hawks to reel off 4. Okay, so I'm going to load her back up. And then little Ellie girl's turn. Come here. Good girl. Now that tonight, guys, was an awesome session. I'm super jacked about it. It put a lot of things together that we've been working on. I gotta set this down. So she's in. Little Ellie's up. I'll put my leash back in here. Ellie, come on. Ellie. Now, Ellie's gonna have to go to the bathroom, so we're gonna get you some bonus stuff tonight, guys. We're gonna continue on with our handling of Ellie. So Ellie's gotta go to the bathroom. She's been in there the whole time. I haven't let her out yet. Go ahead, hurry up. I'm gonna let her down to this marsh, let her do her thing. I'm gonna pull an antler. So I'm gonna tell her hurry up. She's gonna get a little drink of water. No, Taylor. Hurry up. Come on, come on, hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up. Hurry up. There, she gets her business in. We got to get that done before I'll spin for her sake. We got to get that in before we get into a session, or next thing you know, she's doing her business on the job. So she comes back in. Good girl. Good girl. I'm bringing my little tripod with, because I'm going to work on the same thing. Now, if you guys, have any of you guys been following along Gina Garcia? Hayline works great. I think Gina's new. Welcome, Gina. Ellie. guys have been following along, have any of you guys been following along with the work I've been doing with Ellie on her casting? She had an issue. She turns to the left funny. Now, this camera is reversed. This is my left, I promise you. This is my right. When I send her this way, she wants to spin the opposite way. She wants to spin the way she's facing right now and go around to that way. I'm trying to get her feet to work right. So when she squares up, if I tell her to go this way, she's going this way. Before, she's going like this and then out. And I don't want that. It's inefficient. So what I'm trying to do is get her to cast left and right better. And she's gotten better at it. The way we fixed it, go back and watch. We did several of these Ellie handling lives. I got very close to her. I reversed the spot we were doing it, made it easier for her. I went against my house instead of against a tree line. I got very close and I went very slow and I helped her get out. And she started figuring out how to, so go back and watch it, you'll see. It took a while, it took quite a while. At Mighty Pet this weekend, she did it right. She did it correctly, I should say. So I'm gonna test it tonight and see how it is. 5th time of handling. The thing that I like about this is this parking lot. Clear edge. Now it's real easy for her to shoot that way if she wants to, but so there's no wall or anything there, but it's visually a little bit intimidating. It's quite a drop off. So I'm actually going to move this back a little bit. Let's do it up close so you can see her footwork first. And as long as we get close footwork, that works. So I'm going to set this up. I'm going to position her. I'm going to use these stripes as my helper. I'm going to position her right on this stripe so I know you guys can see. I'm actually going to use that line to know that you guys can see it. I'm going to stand, well, you won't see me, but I'm going to move this back a bit. I'm going to stand up in front of it, and I'm going to send her to the left. I'm going to go 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Let's see how she does. I'm hoping her footwork is going to work here. Notice I don't have my training bag, and this is just a pain in my ass. Literally, because I got to carry these things in my pocket. It's going to be cumbersome. I got to get stuff out of my hands if I'm going to handle a dog. Training bags are really important. So I don't have mine tonight, so we're making do. Good. She took it right. Good, hold, right here. Hold. Yeah. Good. When I say she took it right, I mean correctly. She took the cast correctly to the left. So this time I'm going to pitch the bumper first. There, by me having a bumper in my hand, got in my way. Dog is distracted by me carrying the bumper, jumps up at it, so I have less attention from her when I'm holding onto a bumper like that. That's where the training bag comes in. So let me spin this. I'm going to back this up a little bit. Now we're going to go right. Again, guys, if you got questions, fire away because I'm going to answer them after. We're going to have a little time for it. Now the thing to think about this time is opposite hand. You stop the dog. If you're going left, you got to stop the dog with your left up. If you stop him with your right up and then you decide you're going to switch, your dog's going back because it looks like back. So you got to be thinking ahead when you're starting to work in hand signals. So I'm going to send her right. I got to stop her with my hand up. So I can tuck this bumper in my pocket, stop her with my right hand up, pitch a bumper, send her on it. Right hand, left hand. I promise you, it's reversed in the camera. hold, 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 hold. A little sloppy with that hold. So instead of me going for the bumper, I'm going to make her wait. I'm going to pet her chest, I'm going to pet her up, and I'm going to reinforce hold. Not going to form a bad habit this far down the road. Hold. Dead. Good. 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 Hold. 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 Good. Now we're going to go one on each side. I'm going to make her go to the one I want her to. Now, I want her going left. So I'm actually going to help her. I'm going to pitch this one to the right first. I'm going to pitch the one to the left. I'm going to stop her, and I'm going to send her to the left. Good. Good. Hold. 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 Good. Did. Good. So she took it. But I saw her head sit. I saw her head, and her head wanted to go that way. So my hands were really bold and distinct. And I helped her to make sure she knew before I got her out. So I'm saying to her, get out. Get out. Heel. Now I'm sending her to the antler, but I'm going to pitch this bumper first, so this will be much harder for her. There's the latest one to fall. Now I'm sending her on the old one, but I'm sending her on the old one because the old one is easier for her. She goes right way easier than she goes left. Got a car coming too. Get out. Good. Good girl. Very good. Hold, 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 hold. Good. Dead. Now, same thing. I pitched that bumper. That's the fresh one. I'm going to go to her difficult one to the left. Get out. Good. Very good. Good. Hold. Hold. Right here. Hold. Hold. Good. 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 Now this next one, I'm just going to send her out and line her too. I want her to get used to continuing to take lines. When I send her on a line, you go to it. You trust me. I'm going to line her up. Good. Nose to tail. Belly. Good. Hold. Hold. Right here. Good. See how good how much better her hold has gotten since that one time when she came in, she was kind of loose, and I reached down pretty sloppy, and it slipped, and she caught it, but Since then, she's really sharpened it up. Oh, yeah. So sometimes that's all it takes. Just that little bit of a reminder. That's it. I'm done with her. So we took another step in her lefts and her rights, and we built on some of the struggles that she had. She ran into a couple problems. Nothing changes on the way back. Under control. So we ran into a few problems. I'm going to load her up. Ellie, get up. I'm going to put this away. So bear with me, and then I'll be able to answer some questions. So I did see a few come through. I'm going to put this all back. That was a great session. I really feel good about it. And then I feel even better about it that it happened while I was waiting for my kids' basketball practice. And I didn't even have a training bag. So I keep an extra whistle in the truck just for these reasons. So let me go through. Bree Kruger joined in. Welcome, Bree. I'm going to go through and see if we've got what we've got for questions. What time is it?
First period. Play Oilers and Sharks.
Yeah, get some scores. 7:03. I still got a half hour.
Edmonton leads that series.
Okay. If anyone's watching games,
a
little score update once in a while would be good. All right. Let's see. Now here's the interesting part. I'm always waiting for people to come up and go, "You can't train dogs here." The thing that's nice about this is when you've got dogs that listen. I trained a really nice dog down in Madison, Wisconsin in a park that did not allow dogs. And the cops would watch me. I'd go there after work and I'd take this dog. It was a dog that I was working construction at the time. I'd take it to this park and I'd work with it on obedience. And it was pretty good. And I literally would have cops pull up and I'd go, "Oh, shit, here we go. You're going to kick me out." And they'd come up and they'd just watch. So I'm not saying break the law, but I'm saying when you have dogs that listen really well, very rarely will people say, "You can't have dogs here." They're more interested in watching it because it usually, a lot of times they behave better than the kids in the park. So let's see. So Jeff Trudell is talking about Thor teething, and Mike Schulte's I think got a dog teething, and we've got a dog teething. Spry is teething, so we are not retrieving. I can't say that enough, guys. I've had several people already since we started the live with Spry's, and we're on number 62 now. So we're getting there. It's been 11 weeks. I haven't videoed every session I've done with her. But we've videoed a lot of them, and you guys have seen a lot of the progression. So that's the beauty of live. The other part is that we're going to get into some questions here, and that's cool. But we have teething right now, and the teething dogs we don't retrieve with. So a lot of people are on it, and I have some people that were ahead of us that had older dogs, older than Spry, and they have run into issues with dogs having some problems with their retrieves. And lo and behold, almost every one of them has happened because I believe it's because they started retrieving through the teething process. And all of a sudden a bad habit formed. They can't figure it out. It was doing really good before and now it's changed. Why is that? It's because we set them up to fail. Okay? We don't want to retrieve through teething. You're going to create issues. It's not a rush. So be patient with that. So Brian Sidiskus, Sidlakos, I apologize, Brian. Welcome. I don't know that I've seen that name before. So welcome, Joshua Milner. I think you're new. Welcome, guys. This is the part that I go through and I answer questions. Seminar was great. I thoroughly enjoyed watching all your seminars. Thank you, Jeff. The seminar that he's referencing was Mighty Pet. It went pretty long. We covered a lot of information. I thought that was a really good one. It was really different than most that I've done because there were more young puppies there and we talked a lot of foundation work. But I really enjoyed that one. They're all different. No, I never do two seminars that are the same. My pup has all his teeth and his gums are dark. No redness anywhere. Yay, Ray. Ra? That must be Tennessee talk, Wayne. I love it. Don't rush it. Look for the canine. The canine's the last one to come, Wayne. It has to be an adult canine. before we're going to go, and then leave it another week after it comes in. So don't be in a rush. I know Wayne is excited to retrieve. I'm telling you, Wayne, you don't want to make a regret. How old is Spry now? Mitch, I think someone answered that. She's 18 weeks. Becky Schreiber joined in. April joined in here. I'm not at home. We'll have to watch later. That's no problem. It's the beauty of Facebook. We can save these. Trevor Barrett, 4 months old, so he was close. She's about 4.5 months right now. Lemke joined. Brian Lemke. Welcome, Brian. Our buddy from Minnesota shared. This is great. Thank you, Nick Sitzberger. I think Nick is relatively new to these too. I think I've seen his name before, though. Nice work. Headed to the Ozarks. Hang out with the Wild Rose Pack. Vicky, I'm jealous. Dave, Amy Byers. We start work with Muzzy this week. Sounds good. How old is Muzzy? Dave, Amy Byers. Seen big improvements with Lucy. Justin is someone who has been real involved, and he sent me a great message this weekend, and I want to thank him for it right now. He took his dog to Easter, family Easter. You got a relatively young dog there too, Justin, and he said that his family couldn't believe the progress he's had. So place training, just the fundamentals. There was no hunting involved. It was just having a dog at the family event and not having it be a pain in the you-know-what. Instead, it was actually enjoyable. So Justin's doing really nice. I called it a long time ago. Justin's putting in the work. He's going to get results. He's as into this as anyone right now. So April's the same way. April's putting in the work. She's going to get the results. If you guys put in the work, I promise you will get results. It's just going to take time. So he said, seen big improvements with Lucy. Everyone this weekend really impressed with her. Even one person say they want their dog like her. There's nothing better than hearing people say that. There's nothing finer than walking down the road and having a bunch of people stare at you for a good reason and go, wow, look how good that dog listens. Go into a park. Nobody says anything to you. So, walked great with a little kid, not me holding the leash, and recall is getting way better. Time, patience, and then more patience. Do you start this training from day one, Nick? So Nick is new. I do, but I think day one is the day you start. So it doesn't really matter. I don't care if it's 5 months old, 5 weeks old. You know, we get our pups around 7 weeks old. I think that's a good age to start because they're able to comprehend. 7 weeks, 7 months, 7 years. I don't care how old it is. I guarantee you I can train stuff into it. The problem is you're going to have, you can train stuff into it. The problem is you're going to have 7 weeks, 7 months, or 7 years of habits. Some might be good and some might not be good. And you have to be able to reverse engineer the issues you're having, find out where the problems lie, fix those problems, and then move forward. So longer the habits have been formed, the harder it is to change them. I shouldn't say the harder, the more repetition and the more consistent you need to be. So Justin's going to start with some liver drags and whistle work. Sounds good. Sounds like you're on pace. We are going to be doing another liver drag this weekend. We've got a workshop this weekend. We are going to do liver drags at the workshop. So that'll be second time that Spry's been doing them. Man, she was doing good, I thought, Trevor. Yes, she came along tonight. Boy, she did a nice job. Jeremy Van Beek, our buddy, joined in. Do you have the choke chain on? No, I had a flat collar, and I had the light drag line from our game recovery kit. So I improvised tonight. When turn and she doesn't go with you, are you giving her a tap or letting the collar add pressure? So when she would get out a little bit too far in front of me when I was turning, that's the reason I turned, was she was getting out in for me, she was out just a little bit too far. I would turn in reverse directions. I didn't tap her. I didn't have to. There was always a loose lead there. She like a magnet kind of sucked to me. She got past me and then sucked to me. So if it got too far, Jeff, if it had gotten just a smidge further, I would have light tapped her. And I probably did tap her, maybe so lightly I don't even realize it, but it's very, very little, minimal with her. Some dogs, you have to almost get their front feet off the ground to get them to correct. So every dog is different, and Spry is extremely responsive to that pressure to the neck. It's one of the best things I got going with her. Her recall is getting really good. So she's got a couple things that normally I struggle with puppies that she's doing very well with. On the other side of the coin, normally things that I do well with, she's struggling with. So how do you do your liver drags with one person? It's tough. I don't, Justin. I make sure I got a second person to start out with. Trevor, he has a flat collar on her. I did, so you just answered my last question. Yeah, all is good. Looks good. She did do really well. Chris Borgman joined in. Matt Green was in. Brian Britton was in. Hey, Brian. Had place down really good with my pup, but he still howls a lot in the kennel and on place. I started taking him off place when he quieted down for a bit and then letting him play and explore in the same room I'm in. Within 2 days, he now jumps off of place whenever he wants and howls worse on place and in his kennel. He is a hound. I don't know if that's the nature. It'll be whiny or my bad training. Combination of all the above. When you said that you decided to let him come off the place and wander the room, my first reaction was, boy, you're training a bad habit into him. And then I read your next line and found out within 2 days he's jumping off. You fall under jail and Richard Core. You fall under the zero tolerance rule. That dog cannot get off. He doesn't have free reign in your house. It's way better. Why wouldn't he want to do that? You're allowing him to do that. So what you did was you had a black and white with a pup, and now you've got a lot of gray. Maybe white or black. And if we're talking black and white, the place being black. And now you're letting him run around the house and explore in the same room. Now you went white. So you're asking a dog to stay black, but you're painting him white. Doesn't work. You got to be consistent. How old's this pup? It's another question. It's zero tolerance from here on out, and it's probably you firming up with it. The idea of in the kennel being howly and whining in the kennel, that you have to ignore. That you have to allow for it to pass. That will take time. Again, how old is this pup? Because they're hounds is a crutch. I don't buy, my dog does this because of its breed. I know dogs that are any breed that can behave. That's like saying my dogs don't heal well because they're hounds. Hounds are made to run. No, I don't believe that either. So, it's cultural. If there's a lot of vocalization, if you're real vocal with correcting, you're talking with him. He's talking back to you. That's all it is. I don't have much verbal at all with my dogs. Tone, yes. Not a lot of verbal. So, a couple questions for you. How old is this dog? But the answer is zero tolerance. Cannot allow the dog to break off the bed. You're back to square one. Like, I'll bring you right back to the very beginning where it's no distractions. It's just you and the pup, and you're watching it, and you're making sure it's not coming off. Because we have to end that really, really quick. Aaron Garlock had that issue, and they fixed it. And it's going really well. I still got videos to share about them. I'm going to be hopefully soon. What about a dog that won't look you in the eye? We talked about that. It's a submissive thing. I don't want dogs scared of me. So you might have to get their confidence back up a little bit, Dan. This shouldn't be tough. This shouldn't be something that... I lost you guys for a second there. So this shouldn't be scary. So you might have to put a little tone in it to get the dog to look at you and not feel scared. But I don't want to ever let them stare me down. That's a sign of a pack mentality where they're going to win that battle. We don't want to do that. Started correction when the nose went down, and wow, what a difference that made. So that's Jeff Trudell. Definitely stayed closer to where he should be. Didn't take too many corrections. So Jeff sent me a message because Jeff had real struggles with his dog not connecting with him, and he wasn't getting the eyes. And so when he messaged me, I could read it and tell in his email that he was just stressed out about this. And I told him, I said, how are sessions going? Like, he wasn't getting the dog's tail to wag very much. The dog wouldn't look and connect, and they weren't getting very good feel. And he was real frustrated with it. And I said, well, how are the sessions going? Are they lighthearted, or are they as serious as your email right now? Because if they're as serious as your email, I wouldn't want to be there either. So I said, I think first off, take the approach of thinking about these sessions like, you know what? They're supposed to be kind of fun. I had a lot of fun tonight training the dog. I think the dog had a lot of fun tonight. I think we fed off of each other's energy positively. And because of that, I think she absorbed a lot of it. Both my dogs did real nice tonight. So I had a lot of fun. My attitude was pretty cheery. I felt pretty good about it. I was really excited, actually, to get some of that stuff done. So by doing that, and then finding a little bit of victory with it, I think that's what builds the trust to the dog, which then gets the eyes. So I told him, stop worrying about the eyes. If you're worried, a watched pot never boils. So if you're worried about the eyes, it's going to take a while to get them. You're not going to. So I said, quit worrying about the eyes and maybe have some fun with Thor. He's a little bit younger than Spry, I think. So, geez, man, he's a little kid. Have some fun with him. And he sent me a message and he said that advice was the biggest change I've seen, something like that, he said. And all of a sudden he's getting his eyes a little bit. Wow. You know, that's the stuff. That's the reason why simple little changes can make such big differences. Mark Phelps joined in. Trevor Barrett, we already talked about that. The hay line works great. I think that's when we let the pup out to go to the bathroom. Cam Cutters joined in. Angie joined in. Wayne Pruitt, she nailed the first retrieve. She did. She took her turn well. She made every turn well. So it shows me that 5 sessions is what it took for me to get her feet right. Now her feet are right, so I'll start back where I thought we were going to start on the first session. So it took me 5 sessions. So what? We're there. It only has been a week. So let's see. Hey, Jeremy just got in from Heel Joe's with Drifter. Getting him polished up for the weekend. So Angie's coming for the workshop this weekend. We're looking forward to that. No offense, but it is so good to see her jump at the bumper while you carry it. Yeah. So she's having fun. Like he's talking about when Ellie jumped up and I had the bumper in my hand. Now whose fault was that? There's a reason I didn't correct her. Whose fault was it? It was mine for carrying around the bumper. Put the bumper in your training bag, Jeremy. Well, I forgot the training bag. So, gotta have the tools if you want to do the job. So, yeah, she gets excited. She looks forward to this. She really gets pumped. Retrieves to her are positive. That's why we don't force fetch. Why connect negative to retrieving? They do it naturally. Bring it out of them. Form the hold. Get the same delivery. So, this shows handler gives better signals and the dog performs better. Good for all of us to keep in mind. Totally. Yeah, I'll be the first to admit when there's mistakes, it's typically my fault. Bree, hey, hello to you. Nicole Schulte got in, so I think we got Mike and Nicole. Hope you two are sitting on the couch together with your phones. Maybe earbuds in. That'd be quite a sight. Bucks are losing. I'm all right with that. It's the Hawks I need to win. Gracie is teething too. Lost 4 front teeth so far. Yep, we got a bunch of them going through teething. 2 months of heel, sit, stay, come when called. I'm assuming you're talking to get through the healing, Mike. You're right. We're going to, in that healing doesn't mean we take it off. We get a lot of solid work during heel work. It's just different stuff that we work on. Dan, the dogs seem sharper at the seminar and the parking lot, so could stage surroundings have them paying more attention? Typically it works the opposite way, Dan. New areas usually are distracting. New areas are strange to them because they're not used to it. It's a site that is something new to them. I think the performance tonight was better because we've been practicing. I think the performance at Mighty Pet was better because between the last time you've watched some of the sessions, I've got maybe several days of heel working with Spry. We're on our 5th, so I think if you reverse back and look at the casting with Ellie, go back to those old castings with Ellie, you'll see she got a little better every time. So I don't know that it was that. I thought this was a real nice place to work. There was enough distractions, but they were far enough away that it created a little bit of an issue for them to focus through, but not such a temptation that we lost it. Briar Pingle joined in. Welcome. Just like announcing names at a banquet. I'm not sure what that means. Missy Ferguson joined in. Welcome, Missy from Missouri. Every time we have brought our puppy, now 11 weeks old, no one can believe how under control she is. Thanks to your tips and training. Love it. Love it, guys. Gina Garcia, should have got your training items at Global. We met at Global, apparently. Gina, welcome. Yeah, we can still arrange that kind of stuff. Nicole Larson joined in. Welcome, Nicole. How's that pup doing? We've seen some text messages. I've gotten some text messages. I've been a little bit slow on replying to some of them, Nicole. I apologize. Still trying to find the sweet spot on how hard I need to tap Thor with a correction. That's it. It's finding it, and it's going to change, Jeff. That's the thing, is it's a moving target. You find out how much pressure it takes, and then you try to get less and less and less and get the same result to the point where you don't have to hardly put any pressure on them. So wherever you find it to get the reaction, find it as quick as you can, and then try to work backwards from it. We'll be talking more and more and more about that as we get going with these dogs. Carrie Sherrill joined in from Door County. Welcome. That's Mason's grandma, so I'm in a parking lot waiting for the young man. 14 weeks is that pup. So 14 weeks is that pup. That's really young. I think is that our hound that's jumping off? I like that it's 14 weeks because it's so early. You can still fix it real easy. JNR core. My core issue is my family thinks place is mean. Easter was a struggle for me. And worse, Drifter, they untrained week or of work out of them. Tough love goes a long way. Good luck to you guys and your pup. So, that's it to Jail and Richard. So, yeah, so if that is the issue, sometimes the best training is to not set them up for it. Don't bring them to places where you're going to have to fight tooth and nail. That sucks. Tell them, reverse it on them. Go, you know what? If I'm going to catch hell from you guys about this, then I'm not going to be able to bring them with, because it's causing issues. And then, now what's punishment? Now it's punishment because they aren't allowing you to train your dog. But Renee Cook joined in, my sister. Really looking forward to this weekend. So are we, Aaron. We're looking forward to having you guys. For you that don't know, we're doing some workshops. We still have one in Buffalo County in May, 19th, 20th, and 21st. And we have one spot. We had a cancellation last week, and we haven't filled it. So Justin joined in. Vanessa Birch is in. Yeah, my family thinks he should have more of a life than a kennel in place, shed and blood tracking. Well, he will have more as long as he's able to behave. But what you're doing, what they want him to do, is the kind of dog that you can't take anywhere, and the dog that'll end up in a kennel. Because when dogs don't listen, it's that grandparent syndrome. The grandparents don't mind if the kids raise hell at their house because they get to send them home. It's the parents that have to have good discipline put into kids because you deal with them every day. Now, if people want to, I'm really, it kind of gets, if you can't tell, it kind of gets me fired up. I'm really big on talking to people that want to be Monday morning quarterbacks. I think everybody does. Everybody's got the answer. Everybody knows why it should or shouldn't have happened that way. Everyone is a backseat driver. I got no room for backseat drivers. You want to take the responsibility of raising the dog, then get yourself a dog and raise it the way you want. But you have no place telling other people how to train their dogs. So if you can't tell my tone of voice right now, I get a little upset with that. Because it's always the relatives. It's always the in-laws type thing. It's always someone else who's telling you how to raise your kids and your dogs and your life. I got news for you. It's not their dog. So sometimes the best way to avoid that is to avoid it altogether. Well, Drifter doesn't get to come to the next family thing. Well, why not? Why wouldn't you bring him? Because we're working really hard on some things which is going to allow him a lot of freedom, which is going to allow me to take him to a lot of places. But because of what happens here, we take steps backwards. So we're not going to be able to do it anymore. Now who's the big, making this dog not have a good life? So I'll get off of that rant for a little bit. So Nicole and Jail are back and forth on that. They're all in the same boat, guys. We're all in the same boat. They are progressing very well. Yeah, they're coming along nicely. It was at our house, no choice. Well, then maybe the invites to certain people get changed. How about that? That might open some eyes. I have started a tie-out training with Gracie. Gotta do that, guys. I've been doing tons of tie-out with Spry, and she's damn good at it, which is really strange. She's very quiet on it. She's gotten a little bit of digging, but not terrible. So he started to tie out with Gracie. We are a little behind. She is struggling with giving into the pressure. Takes time. She's got to figure that stuff out on her own. That's why you need to get that stuff done before you can get into the heel work real far. So patience with Pat is the biggest part of my training. I'm going to leave that for you and Pat. Carrie says to be careful about the grandparent thing. I meant other people's grandparents, not Mason's grandparents. Trevor Barrett and Angie. So I got through them all, guys, and we're just in time, I think, for practice to wrap up. So appreciate you guys. We did we got one in. Timing was perfect. We got our lesson in. We didn't make any excuses. We didn't have training bags. We didn't have a training facility. We had a parking lot at a Catholic school, which actually worked out pretty nicely. So you guys take care. Continue to work on your stuff. Send me questions. Keep sending me updates. But more importantly, and I think I got to start stressing it, because I think there's a lot of people that are I know there's a lot of people that are in on these, and I know there's a lot of people that are getting results, and then I think there's some that we've gotten to be kind of quiet. We're not getting a lot of response back, and I think what's happening is we're watching a lot and we're not doing a lot. And I feel like I'm a pretty good trainer. I'm not good enough to train your dog by you watching me do my dogs. You got to put the work in. The people that I know that are putting the work in are getting a lot done. There's no reason that all of us can't get a lot done. So you guys have a great night. Tonight we got to cheer on the Wild. Tomorrow night we got to cheer on the Hawks. But we'll continue to go live, and I am going to, again, make the point of working on my consistency. It is my weakness. So you guys have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.